This particular equation that we want to solve, we're going to have to distribute on both sides, but keep in mind that the very first step in solving these equations is to just simplify each side. So it's like cover up the right side and just simplify following PEMDAS, cover up the left side, simplify using PEMDAS, and we don't have any exponents in these. We can't simplify anything on the inside of the parentheses, so we're going to jump right to distributive property. So if I distribute the -3 through on the left-hand side, I'm going to go ahead and just say I'm going to eventually distribute the 7 through on the right side. So doing that multiplication, -3 multiplied by -4, yep, is going to be positive 12v. -3 times positive 4 is -12, and then that minus 9v just comes down. And then on the right side, 7 times v is 7v, 7 times -1 is -7. That -3 is not in parentheses, so that just comes down. Again, we're not moving anything side to side yet, we're just simplifying. So we did the distributive property, which is multiplication, and now we'll do any addition and subtraction, which really amounts to combining like terms. So on the left-hand side, we have 12 v's and -9 v's. You're not subtracting 12v or adding 9v. They're on the same side, you're just putting them together. So if I put those together, 12v's minus 9v, that is going to be 3v, and then bring down the -12. I'm going to bring down the equal sign there. And then on the right side, looking for like terms, -7 and -3 are alike. Again, don't try to add 3. These are on the same side. You're just combining. So 7 negatives and 3 negatives make 10 negatives. So I have 7v still, and then I'll have -10. Now that I've finally simplified both sides by first using the distributive property, second combining like terms, now I'm going to use addition and subtraction to move all the v's to the same side and all the numbers to the other side. You can choose whichever side you want to do that. I'm going to put my v's on the left and my numbers on the right. So I want to get rid of that -12. So I'm going to add 12. What I do to one side of the equal sign, do to the other. I want to move these v's over there to the left, so they're positive 7v. So I'm going to subtract 7v. What I do to one side, I do to the other. So now that 12 got rid of that 12, but 3v's minus 7v's is -4v's. Bring down my equal sign. This 7v got rid of that 7v, but -10 and 12 make 2. Okay, lastly, to finish getting that v by itself, I'm going to get rid of that times -4. So I'm going to divide both sides by -4 and then simplify. So this -4 got rid of that -4, so v is by itself. And then 2 over -4 is a fraction. The top is smaller, so we just want to simplify. 2 fits into 2 once, 2 fits into 4 twice, so that ends up giving me -1/2. Okay, but a quick recap off to the side. First thing we did was simplify each side. We used distributive property first because that's multiplication, and then we combine like terms, that's addition, subtraction. Okay, the next thing that we did was we used addition and subtraction to move letters to one side, numbers to the other. Then we just divided both sides by -4 to finish getting the v by itself. And remembering at the very end, whatever we get there, we want to make sure from here to here that we simplify. Okay, I'm going to do one more. It might be overkill, but we'll just do one extra one. So if we follow those steps, that first thing being that we want to simplify each side. So let's distribute the -2 through, and on the right side, distribute +4 through. So negative 2 times 7x is going to give me negative 14x. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. And I still have a plus, then I still have a plus 4x that I can bring down. Okay, then bring down that equal sign. All right, then this 2 comes down. Don't accidentally add those two numbers together because we're doing multiplication before addition. We're following PEMDAS, so it's common to accidentally add those together. But distributive is multiplication followed by the addition. So 4 multiplied by 2x is 8x, and then 4 multiplied by negative 1 is minus 4. Okay, next we're gonna go ahead and combine the like terms. That's the addition subtraction. And on the left-hand side, we have negative 14x's and 4x's. So if we put those together, if you owe 14 and you have 4, you owe 10. It's negative 10x's. And then you still have the plus 8 we can bring down. Okay, then let me go ahead and bring down that equal sign. On the right side, the 2 and the negative 4, those are like terms. So 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So I have 8x that I'm bringing down, and 2 minus 4 is a negative 2. Okay, lastly, here, like our next big step, I guess I shouldn't say lastly, but now that we've moved them side to side, we now want to move them side to side. I'm going to put my x's on the left, the numbers on the right. You move things side to side with addition and subtraction. So I'm going to take that 8x, it's a positive 8x, so I'm going to subtract 8x. What I do to one side, I do to the other. You can do this at the same time, so I'm going to go ahead and move that 8 over. So let's subtract 8 from both sides. Negative 10x's and negative 8x's is negative 18x. Bring down the equal sign. And then negative 2 minus 8 is negative 10. Then let's go ahead and finish getting the x by itself. It's got negative 18 next to it, which is multiplication. So to get rid of times negative 18, I'm going to divide by negative 18. What I do to one side, I do to the other. That x is now by itself. Negative over negative is positive, and we can simplify that fraction. 2 fits into both 10 and 18, and that ends up giving me 5 over 9.